Hello guys, welcome to the Human and the Machine Crypto channel. I am Plawi, the human, and with me,
The machine, Hikaru.
and today we are talking about Lost Worlds.
Guys, we've been hearing a lot about play to earn, but have you heard about explore to earn, E to E? You're about to find out.
Let's find out. Stay tuned. So today we are talking with Quaison from,
Lostworlds.
and he is the co-founder and CEO of Lost Worlds. How are you doing, mate?
I am alive. I'm actually doing really well today. It's a little late on this side, but I'm alive. I'm here. I'm in presence.
Where are you in the world?
I'm based in New York. Our team is all over the world. I guess that's why we're called Lost Worlds, but I am currently residing in the Big Apple.
Why did you guys choose Avalanche?
I'll tell you this. So I've been in the crypto space, for a while. It's like one of those things where I tell myself like, oh, I'm not that early. And then I realize like, wait a minute. Like,
No,
You're
you are.
early, man.
You
I'm
are.
pretty early.
Yeah.
I'm pretty early, right? And I found out about Ethereum, relatively early. I was big in DeFi summer, right? Like I was working on all the Yearn clones and like I was part of those communities, all the YF, the YF2, YF value, YF beta, right? I was working on all those stuff behind the scenes, like just as a community member. And, when the Avalanche white paper came out and then the Team Rocket paper came out, right? I'm reading it and, this is 2017, I think, 2018 maybe. And I'm like, is this real? Is this actually like this looks made up, right? But if this is real, this is going to be awesome. And I just earmarked it and forgot about it, right? Bought Cardano, which I shouldn't have. Well, actually, no, I made it. I did okay with that.
I think
but,
it's going to. It's not surviving.
I just kind of earmarked it, and then when it came out, I kind of went in and was just really paying attention to not specifically just the blockchain and the value of the blockchain, but more so, and I say this all the time, the business development team there, right? I think tech is cool, right? Having novel technology is cool. But if you don't have humans that can facilitate the experience of that technology, it's doomed to fail. And across the board, the Avalanche business development team, the Avalanche ecosystem does an amazing job at one, ensuring creators and builders have like a place to go, right? And a place to communicate, as well as they're focusing as best as they can on the user experience. Avalanche is doing a really good job at focus. If you notice, the announcement after announcement, and it's all about institutions, right? They're really focusing on institutions, but they're also focusing on the builders, and in addition to creating a very good user experience. And there's this really cool trickle down effect that happens, which just makes it one of the better experiences in the space, right? And then what's coming with subnets, and once you wrap your head around it, you're like, oh, so when ETH2 rolls around, it's already dead, and it's dead on arrival, right? Because subnets already supersedes what rollups can do, right? So that's the reason why we thought about we decided on Avalanche. We did think about Solana, but we just thought, there were so many boxes that got checked on the Avalanche ecosystem, and the potential for growth there is just like so ridiculous, right? Even from a tokenomic standpoint, like I think the vesting from the seed rounds, right, or the private rounds for the Avalanche blockchain, I think that just the last one just kind of hit like a couple days ago. So, it's to the races from here.
Yeah.
Plenty of reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've used a lot of blockchains myself, but Avalanche in particular, it's like the community is like super tight knit and everyone just
Yeah.
like, building so fast. Earlier you mentioned about I believe the Barcelona Summit, right?
Yeah, the Avalanche Summit in Barcelona.
Yeah, I read about your announcement about how you're going to work with 34 Avalanche projects to mint, right? I've never heard of 34 projects at once. How are you guys going to do that?
Yeah, so it's funny, right? And it's like a good segue that you brought up, right? It's to say that we reached out to 34 projects in the Avalanche community, the best 34, the big ones, Trader Joe, Pangolin, Platypus, Dexalot, right? Avalanche. We reached out to all of them, and they were just like, yeah, how can we help? There was no like, like, they were just like, here, what do you need? And then we make an announcement, and then all the rest, like, we can't even take on anymore. Like, the whole of the Avalanche ecosystem wants to be a part of us. So what we're doing, like I said, is at the Avalanche Summit, we created these hotspots or zones or just locations all across the summit, right? So the Poble at the Avalanche is like this whole kind of like time, like a snapshot in time in Spain. I think it's like the Spanish Renaissance. I'm not 100% sure. Like, you guys have to Google it. It's called the Poble. But there's these different buildings and monuments that are going to be different stages that we're going to be able to experience. So we geographically bounded zones all throughout the Poble, and we took all of these projects. We asked all of these projects to give us NFTs, merch, tickets, tokens to give to the community that's going to be at the summit, right? So what they're doing is they're giving us an NFT voucher. We're dropping it at those locations, and then people, as they're engaging in the summit, they're just kind of walking around. Maybe there's a boring speaker up, and they just open up the app and they just mint an NFT, and like, oh, you just won 50 platypus PTP tokens, right? And then your address gets sent immediately to their email, and then they airdrop you the actual PTP tokens, right? Or if there's a physical location there, you go up to them and say, hey, here's my voucher NFT, and then you get a Trader Joe hat. It's not the hat from Trader Joe, but it's a hat nonetheless. So those are everybody's really excited about it. We have Corbata on as well. They're doing a party. Like, we're minting tickets for their party. We're also throwing a boat party. It's us, Dexalot, Pangolin, Chicken. Chicken is also going to be at the summit. We're throwing a cruise, and you can only mint the tickets at the Poble. We will have portals, and portals was our original kind of idea, right? This is what Lostworlds spun out of. And we have this cool artist, his name is Sam, love the guy, where he wanted to explore what would our most famous landmarks in the world look like if we don't take care of it, right? If global warming takes over, if we go to war, right? If we don't manage it. So what portals are location-based landmarks, right? So the Hagia Sophia is one. The Empire State Building is one. And you can go to the Empire State Building, and you can mint at random one of 5 alternate realities of what would happen to the Empire State Building if it gets overtaken by nature, or if it gets overtaken, global warming, and then we get the desert, right? Or if it's underwater, or if there is a tundra, right? So that's part of it as well. And then also, those are shared experiences. So if somebody mints NFT for the Empire State Building, that's New York, you get access to the New York community, and people from all over the world have this experience, and they could talk about their time in New York as well, right? But so we're starting with 6 landmarks for portals, and then that's going to expand out, and there's different rarities and things of that nature for that.
Cool. It sounds really nice. I like it.
Yeah. Something for people to look forward to and actually go, because I'm sure a lot of people want to travel by now.
Not
easy, man.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have so much to talk about. I just wanted to talk about what's going live like in the next week, but like right after, we're rolling out, very close, this concept of location generative, which will be a new primitive in this space, right? What happens if we can generate NFTs relative to you versus you having to travel somewhere else?
Sure.
And if you think about that, right, that's gonna be an even bigger game changer. But we'll save that for the next interview.
Yeah. Sure.